What if you were limitless? What if every single day you knew that nothing or no one would get you down? What if your self-doubt was replaced with unshakable conviction? Imagine how your life would play out over a week, a month, or even a year. In this video, we will talk about how you can identify your limiting patterns and how to overcome them so you too can become limitless. So if the topic makes sense to you, then do drop a like and subscribe to the channel for more videos on empowering topics like this. Let's begin now. We all know those remarkable people who appear as limitless, unshakable, invincible, just like superheroes. They truly live their potential with conviction. Have you ever wondered what's the key difference between this tiny subset of movers and shakers and a majority with equally lofty aspirations but who never really get there? We see a pattern emerging among those that operate with a limited mindset versus the limitless minority. It turns out what really holds most people back, most of whom are exceptional and talented, isn't a lack of skill, experience, or even resources. It is often rooted in a relationship with the closest and most influential person in their lives, and this person would always appear to care, but instead would sabotage their progress and growth. We all have such a person in our life, closer than what you can possibly realize, because that person exists up in your mind. I am not talking about imaginary friends. I am talking about your inner deceiver, that persistent voice in your head that judges you and shines a spotlight on your weaknesses. Because most people aren't even aware of that inner voice, it can lead to destructive self-doubt and even self-sabotage. In fact, there are identified not just one but 5 of the most common deceivers, and now in this video we are going to expose them to you because you won't be able to subdue them without first recognizing them. The prerequisite to operating with a truly limitless mindset is that you first need to free yourself from their clutches. Let us start with the deceiver number 1, called the classic judge. As the name suggests, the judge likes to judge you. What you did, what you didn't do, what you should have done, criticizing every decision and blaming you for things outside of your control. When you ruminate on past failures with an unforgiving lens, that's not you. That's the classic judge preventing you from learning from the past and instead beating you down all the time. Most psychology researchers agree that this deceiver begins to emerge based on the parenting you have received. When you were a child, if you had an overcritical, controlling, or demanding parent, you come to internalize this judgment and it manifests within you as an adult. So you give yourself the same critical judgment. You develop an inability to acknowledge anything positive about yourself or your performance, and it's extremely damaging. The deceiver number 2 is the victimizer. It has a way of convincing you that the universe is rigged to conspire against you. It fills your mind with many excuses and robs you of your willpower. So what do? You give up. You stop trying because your victimizer keeps reminding you, what's the point anyway? You can't win. Because of these sabotaging reminders from this deceiver, most people eventually give up. Next, we have the deceiver number 3, called the misguided protector. This protector says things like, please slow down. Did you think this through? You don't know enough. You are not qualified. You are too old or too young. You will mess up. Don't do it, etc. It tries to protect you from a risk of failure, judgment, or criticism by keeping you paralyzed so you don't take any action. You may hear your misguided protector up in your mind, which leads you to fear failure and never feeling ready. Then you are safe, but you are also stuck. When you are under the influence of the voice from this deceiver, you can never grow and succeed in life. Deceiver number 4 is the ringmaster. The ringmaster is all about productivity guilt. It's when you have an unhealthy drive to keep working because you feel guilty. When you stop, the ringmaster is very good at brainwashing you into believing that you are not worthy. When you achieve a goal, you feel no satisfaction and immediately jump to the next goal. No matter how hard you push yourself or what you achieve, you will never be good enough or have done enough for the ringmaster deceiver. Then there is a last deceiver, number 5, called the neglector. It makes you feel insecure in your worth and you anticipate rejection. So you constantly seek validation action from everyone else. If you didn't receive emotional validation as a child, or you had a parent who was hard to please, you might work really hard as an adult to try and seek approval from everyone around you, like your peers, co-workers, or your boss. Whenever you don't receive it, you will feel unworthy, and then you will have a conditioned need to win it. So, these are the 5 inner critical deceivers in each one of us who try to limit you from becoming the fullest expression of your potential. If you listen to these 5 deceivers, you buy into their narrative and give them power over you. The good news is that change is possible. You can break free from these limits. The first step is awareness. What is really interesting is that we have observed that many high performers believe that these inner deceivers are central to driving their performance. But they allow their core driving force to emanate from the fear of failure, envy, greed, seeking approval, etc. This is the limitless aspect of our nature that can be liberated from the prison of the unrelenting self. I want you to remember that while each one of us has the power to operate from our higher limitless nature, the struggle to keep the 5 deceivers at bay is a lifelong one. But I promise you, as you distance yourself from these voices, your life will begin to transform. So here is a challenge for you. Seriously commit to reframing your relationship with your inner deceivers by first acknowledging that they exist. Be aware of them and learn to discern between the rational thought and the voices of the ego from these deceivers. The fact is, your own prison limits you. When you break free, your thoughts become limitless. And you, in turn, also become limitless. Thanks for watching. Finally, if you have really liked the video, then do drop a like and subscribe to the channel for more videos like this on personal empowerment and financial education.